Nafasul Mahmoom, relating to the heart-rending tragedy of Karbala. Author Sheikh Abbas Al-Qummi. Publisher Islamic Study Circle. A historical account using original sources of the tragedy of Karbala from the time of the birth of Imam Hussein to the time of Mukhtar's revolt. Translator Ijaz Ali T. Bujwala Al-Husseini. Category Early Islamic History, Imam Al-Hussein and Karbala. Praise be to Allah with all the hymns by which He is praised by the angels who are nearest to Him, by His creatures who are most honorable in His sight, and by those adorers who are best approved by Him. A praise that excels all praise in the same way as the Lord excels all His creatures. And His blessings be upon His messenger, the Prophet of mercy, and upon His pure progeny, who are the lanterns in darkness, and brilliant minarets of guidance, and high lofty standards of religion. And His special blessings on His last deputy and His remaining emissary, the expected Mahdi, may Allah hasten His reappearance. Mankind has been confounded by the question of immortality since time immemorial. Philosophers and saints alike have grappled with the question, spending considerably time and energy. But none other than Islam has propounded this great fortune in its entirety, personified in the image of a martyr, Shaheed, in the way of righteousness, the way of the Almighty. Martyrdom, Shahada, is the perfection of faith and the pinnacle of submission, that is, the basis of Islam. Not surprisingly, Islam has offered martyrdom as the ultimate goal of the pious, and views it as a complete proof of piety, and consequently has guaranteed the martyr immortality as a logical outcome of his sacrifice. The Holy Quran elucidates this great honor in the following words: Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Think not of those who were slain in the cause of Allah as dead. Nay, they are alive, finding their sustenance with their Lord. Surah Al Imran, verse 169. Thus, it has always been the earnest desire of a devout Muslim to acquire this great felicity and attain everlasting bliss. The concept of martyrdom, Shahada, in Islam can only be understood in the light of the Islamic concept of holy struggle, that is, jihad. And the concept of jihad may only be perceived if the concept of the doctrine of enjoining good, Amr bil Ma'ruf, and forbidding evil, Nahi anil Munkar, is properly comprehended. The concept of martyrdom in Islam has been misunderstood by both Muslims and non-Muslims. Martyrdom is closely associated with the concept of jihad. Most non-Muslim scholars, intentionally or unintentionally, have defined jihad as the holy war, and thus have misunderstood jihad and Shahada. In the literal sense of the term, jihad means to struggle or to strive. In the words of Ayatollah Sayyid Muhammad Hussein Beheshti, he says, jihad literally means utmost effort to achieve an objective. In Islamic terminology, it means to endeavor and make sacrifice for the cause of Allah. That is, for the deliverance of the people from injustice and subjugation, restoration of belief in Allah's unity, Tawheed, and establishment of a just social system. Islamic scholars have classified jihad into two types. Number one, Jihadul Akbar, the greater jihad, i.e., the jihad against the passions of one's own self. And number two, Jihadul Asghar, the lesser jihad, i.e., struggle against the oppressors to establish truth in the path of Allah and safeguarding humanity. Coming back to Shahada, the word is derived from the Arabic verbal root shahada, which means to see, to witness, to testify, to become a model and an exemplary, shaheed. Shahada therefore literally means to see, to witness, and to become a model. A shahid is a person who sees and witnesses, and he is therefore the witness. As if the martyr witnesses and sees the truth, and thus stands by it firmly, so much so that not only does he testify verbally, but he is prepared to struggle and give up his all for the truth, thus to become a martyr. In this way, and by this struggle and sacrifice for the sake of truth, he becomes a model, a paradigm, and an example for others, worthy of emulation. Both shaheed, martyr, and shahid, a witness, are derived from the same Arabic root. The renowned philosopher and scholar of the Muslim world, Ayatollah Murtada Mutahhari, in his literary work Ash-Shaheed, lucidly describes the role and importance of the martyr and martyrdom in the following words. All those who have served humanity in one way or the other, whether as scholars, philosophers, inventors, or teachers, deserve the gratitude of mankind. But no one deserves it to the extent the martyrs do. And that is why all sections of the people have a sentimental attachment to them. The reason is that all other servants of humanity are indebted to the martyrs, whereas the martyrs are not indebted to any of them. A scholar, a philosopher, an inventor, and a teacher require a congenial and conducive atmosphere to render their services, and it is the martyr who, with his supreme sacrifice, provides that atmosphere. He can be compared to the candle whose function is to burn and get extinguished in order to shed light for the benefit of others. The martyrs are the candles of humanity. They burn themselves out and illuminate humanity. If they do not shed their light, no human organization can shine. But what is the basis of the sanctity of martyrdom? It is evident that merely being killed can have no sanctity. It is not always a matter of pride. Many a death may even be a matter of disgrace. Martyrdom is the death of a person who, in spite of being fully conscious of the risks involved, willingly faces them for the sake of a sacred cause, or as the Holy Quran says, in the cause of Allah, fi sabilillah. Martyrdom has two elements. Firstly, life is sacrificed to achieve a sacred cause. And secondly, it is made consciously and willingly. A martyr, through his blood, immortalizes his entire being. His blood forever flows in the veins of the society he belongs. Every other group of people can make only a part of its faculties immortal. But a martyr immortalizes all his faculties. Ayatullah al-Uzma Sayyid Ruhullah Musawi al-Khomeini, while extolling this great felicity, says, martyrdom is eternal honor, and martyrdom is the secret of victory.